Good morning.
Good morning. Is your hand cold?
Mm-hmm.
You're tucking it.
Okay.
So, wait, is this what's cutting it off? No, it's not. I feel like it's sore. Okay. February 8th, day
39.
of Good Morning God by
Rick Coram.
Rick Coram Ministries.
.com.
Threw you for a loop on that one?
Yeah.
Leadership. Ooh, say it again. Leadership.
Ooh.
Joshua 1, 1 through 18
Here's your homework.
Beat me to it.
We're Man Cub and Mama Bear. If you want to check out our blog and all of our other fun videos with Bedhead Confessions, then check out
www.daring-.com.
I
would next time we should go like together. -.com.
But the word dash, it's not an actual dash.
Dash, no, it's the word.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Leadership. Ronald Reagan was the 40th President of the United States. He is considered one of the most impactful presidents in American history. During his strong administration, President Reagan helped redefine government, strengthen a failing economy, and pressure the Soviet Union to end the fierce 30-year Cold War. Ronald Reagan was the epitome of a leader. Just 2 months after his inauguration, he was shot in an assassination attempt. After his surgery, Reagan sat up in the hospital bed, looked at his wife Nancy, and said, "Honey, I forgot to duck." He was a tough-minded man who led by example. Joshua was a humble, quiet man who followed a great leader named Moses. Although Joshua had different talents than Moses, he was still used by God to lead Israel. Leaders come in all shapes, sizes, and forms. Some leaders are vocal and some are silent, but all leaders possess the ability to teach through their godly example, irrespective of their nature or personality. Be a leader to someone today. Let Christ in you be the quality that sets you apart and impacts your generation. The greatest leader of all time taught us that to be a master, we must learn to be a servant. Boom.
Ew.
Book drop.
What does the word irrespective mean?
I think it means like regardless. It says leaders possess the ability to teach through their godly example, regardless of their nature or personality. Maybe not. I'll look it up right now. I'll pull out the dictionary. That's what I'm talking about. Wyatt's over here and his bouncer just staring at me. Hey, boy! Are you going to say something? Not taking into account, regardless of.
Okay, so not taking into account their nature or personality. Ugh.
So if you're like a quiet, meek person,
Oh,
I mean that's
this
good, but
stinks. This just really stinks. Okay, let me tell you why this stinks. Here's my confession.
you tell me why it stinks.
Okay.
What's your confession?
I'm a complainer. Okay.
What?
Yeah, shocking.
Babe.
I'm a complainer. Okay.
Babe.
And I have had discussions with some key people lately in my ministry. I guess not in my ministry, but just in my church. We'll just say in my church. And the result of those conversations for, a long time, because I've had these same discussions for a long time with these people over things that I struggle with. And the result of these conversations is that I need to be a better servant. And I need to have a better attitude.
Oh, babe. That shows leadership.
No, I just hate that.
But it shows leadership.
So, then my response is, because then it's also well, if you don't like this, then why don't you lead it? Why don't you do it then? And my response is, I am not capable of that because I am opinionated. I'm a loudmouth. I say too much. And this just said, regardless of your nature.
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate it when, like,
You're
everybody's right. Except
you.
me. That's my confession.
Wow.
That this is
babe.
not the first time lately that I have been
Spoken
hit in the
to.
face with, you're a sucky servant, and everybody said it, and they're right.
I think God's just really talking to you.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
No, like the past couple weeks, a lot of things have related to exactly what,
I don't want to hear.
yeah,
It's irritating.
but what you need to hear.
I gotta go pray about it because it's upsetting.
Oh, don't. He's like, it is upsetting, Mom. I'll empathize with
All
you.
right, what's your confession? Make it a good one so I don't feel so bad.
When I was reading it, what came to my mind, you can be...
You didn't get all that for me. Like, you weren't reading it like, Sarah's gonna need this.
No, I was applying it to myself.
So you're being selfish. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
I was examining myself before I examined you.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Oh no. When I was reading it, it said you can be a leader. Leaders can be like loud, or they can be silent.
Mm-hmm. Like lead by example.
Yeah. I was thinking of our kids and them following my example
Yeah.
all the time. Negative examples.
Uh-huh. So what does the loud and the silent mean?
Well, even when I'm just being quiet around here, I've noticed our kids pick up on different things that I do.
I'm not following. Am I supposed to be following?
Not really. I mean, there's not like a big ta-da moment. I mean, you should have went last. I should not have followed you.
I
But
think in general, like, I understand what you're saying, that, like, we just have been
We-
terrible examples for our
we
kids.
lead our
but-
kids whether we're talking or we're speaking or not.
Oh, so you're
So-
saying it doesn't matter if we're silent or if we're loud. They're saying
Yeah.
that leaders can be silent or loud, but
Yeah.
you're saying it doesn't
In the-
matter
in the
because
home, to your
regardless,
kids,
you're a leader.
At some point, you're both.
Yeah. And so, like, they're
Yeah.
going to follow you. Whether you're even a leader or not, they're going to follow your
Right,
example.
yeah. Oh, well, you're leading them. Whether you are what you would be classified as a leader,
Yeah,
you are still leading them.
in some direction.
Are you leading them to God or are you leading them astray?
That's scary.
You remember?
Scary.
You remember
conversation.
when you sang in the gospel group and you're at the campground changing in the bathroom and you came out and you said there were two ladies in there getting ready to sing and they were both going over like, well, who's going to lead? And the one lady's like, well, I'll lead because last time you led us astray. Do you remember that conversation?
Vaguely.
Like,
I love the honesty. I love that.
Yeah, but so
What?
I just was relating it to
Yeah.
the family and my faults.
Well, as usual, we end this Bible study or this little devotion with the opinion that I am a terrible person
No,
and I am trying to be better. Have a good day.
no, you can't say it like that. Stop it! Like
Dude, I have legit bedhead today. Look at that.
people are gonna watch
You
you,
see this?
and they're gonna
Do
be
you
like,
see this?
I see that, I'm like, caw.
Ducky.
People are gonna watch you and be like, oh, poor Sarah. You're not a sucky person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
Because you're not. You're not a sucky person.
let's not discuss this.
You like our coffee cups? Coffee mug?
Because Jesus Christ lives in my body
Mm-hmm.
and I have defiled the temple.
You should explain that because, like,
I just
It's
read a
more in
verse. I just read a verse yesterday. Let me just do this little side note for you guys really quick. I just read this verse the other day, yesterday.
will you put the baby spoon down?
And why can't I?
Because it's in the middle of the screen. Like, you're covering your face with a baby spoon. You're like, no,
So-
it's closer. So, the camera's over there. Yeah.
All right, so I did a Bible study yesterday.
This is how we censor our videos.
And I read this verse about defiling the temple. And the commentary that was associated with the verse basically explained that, you know, like before Jesus, the people destroyed the literal temple. After Jesus, our bodies are the temple. And so ways that you can defile the temple.
We think physical.
Yeah, we think like tattoos or piercings or like harming your body. But like it was just very like generic, simple gossiping, lying, like just things that like being a stumbling block for somebody else. Things that you wouldn't think like I just defiled the temple. The word defile, like another definition of that word or another word of, like what's that called? No, the thesaurus
root?
synonym acronym. One of those words
Synonym means
would
the
be
same thing.
to pollute,
Yeah.
pollution. Like when I think of pollution, I picture like a factory in the middle of a town, and like this smog just gradually envelops the town, and
Smog.
it bogs it down. And like that's what defiling the temple is. I feel like it's not necessarily always just a boom, it's defiled.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time it's more like little bits here, a little bit of smoke here, and then it's getting foggy, and then all of a sudden it's on fire.
But nobody notices the smog because they live there.
Right, they're there. They're breathing it in. It's not really affecting them yet. And then they get a cough.
Yeah.
They get a cough here and there. They're like, what is this cough? What's from? And then the cough develops into this like hack and like you like dying, and then all of a sudden you're just in flames. So, I mean, that was like 0 to 100
Yes.
in like a minute.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
I'm just saying, I had this realization
0
yesterday.
to 1,000 in a minute.
I gotta pray a lot more.
Yeah. Okay. Well, now that we look stupid, let's say it.
Have a nice day.